Kopish community. Hope you are all well. So this is a reviewers review for the game against Arsenal. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. So just a couple of things really that I want to touch on. Nothing major, but just a couple of things. First thing, the result. I think if somebody was going to say towards the beginning of the season that we were going to go to the Emirates and we were going to get a point, I think everybody would be right up with it. I think people would probably said, yeah, we'll take that. As long as we can get 3 points when they come back to Anfield, all good. However, looking back at the game and looking at how we played and looking at their side and taking into account the fact that they had a couple of injuries. Don't want to say injuries, obviously the likes of Saliba, Saka wasn't fully fit, Timber wasn't fully fit. You've then got to start to rethink and have a bit of analysis and reflection on whether a point was enough. So personally for me, I think that game was there for the taking today, 100%. And if you can go to the Emirates and get 3 points, whether they've got players injured or not, the amount of money that they've spent and the fact that they were on two years running second in the league behind City, and maybe sort of at some points over the last 2 years have run them quite close, then that would send a statement. I mean, we weren't even fully fit, really, let's be honest. You know, we've got players that are out as well. So I think that was an opportunity today to actually make a mark. And I think we blew it. The other thing that I wanted to touch on was something that's quite confusing to me. Confusing in the sense of the way that we played. Wasn't sure what Slot was thinking. And this hoofball business from Kelleher, what is that all about? You know, there's also been a lot of talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold this week. His interview with Sky, blah, 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 this and the other. And the pass for the second goal, the equalising goal, which Nunes ran to and passed into Salah, who scored, slotted it away. Fantastic pass. But I'm not going to lie, some of his work rate today wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. Not only that it wasn't great, some of his passing wasn't great either. You know, there's been a couple of times when he just tried to do the long ball. You know, that sort of Hollywood pass. Man, just keep things simple, keep possession. And besides that ball, really, that gave us the equalising goal, I don't think there's anything really that we can shout out about in relation to Trent. And actually, in all fairness, I don't think that the whole team played well. I don't think there's any particular individuals that stood out for me today. That's really, really disappointing. And you cannot tell me that if we had a versatile left back, whether we went into the market or whether we put somebody else there, whether it was Simicast or Gomez or whoever, their first goal would not have happened. Sorry, Robertson, what were you doing? What were you doing, bro? You know, we're starting to see his deficiencies now as he's getting older. Man's been run to the ground, I get it. But if we are seriously thinking about winning the title this season, are we going to do it with Robertson? Seriously? I don't know. The jury's out. People might disagree with me, but you can't let Saka do that. You know he's only left-footed. You know he's going to cut back inside. What were you doing? Makes no sense. Anyway, guys, that's just a quick one from me. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. Like I said, I think if we were to have that conversation at the beginning of the season, would have took it, but in the grand scheme of things, not great. Not great. All right, so listen. Please do me a favour. Share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. These guys work hard, as you can see. Some of the content that they pull out and the time and effort they spend for us as people watching their channel. We've got to give them the props. We've also got to support them, man. So evidently, as always, smash that like button, son.
How's it going, Kopish? Long time since I've done a video, to be fair. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little review of the Arsenal-Liverpool game, and I'm mixed feelings. To be fair, I'm actually pretty tired. It is Monday morning, but yeah, I spoke a lot about the game last night in various places, online, here and there. 1 minute I'm thinking we even beat them 2-2. There's a part of me this morning I was like, we beat you 2-2. We beat you 2-2 because I just feel like our point is so big. The whole Arsenal fans are in a mess. It's a W for us. Look at them drawing at home to us when we're not even fully established yet. Let's be honest, I don't think we're fully established. Obviously, we didn't beat them. It was a draw. But I think it's a great point for us. And, you know, as a football fan, you're always going to be looking for the negatives. Oh, we could have done this, we could have done that, and I completely agree. But then obviously we have to realize, well, not everything can go our way. You know, football is a complicated game. You know, it's not as simple as, oh, let's go score a goal, let's take advantage. You know, sometimes it doesn't work out. You know, obviously in this Premier League era, with the margins really fine, with City being so dominant, the standards are really high. It's always going to be us looking for little small areas we could have done and should have done better. And of course, when Arsenal had about half an hour with a makeshift defence, I think we were poor. I don't think we were adventurous on the ball. I don't think we were confident enough on the ball the whole game. I would have liked to see us open them up. I would have liked to see a bit more ambition from, you know, Salah running as kind of Lewis Skelly didn't have many opportunities. Same with Gakpo as well. Nunes, I actually, let's talk about Nunes in this game. I didn't think he was great, to be honest. I know it's tough to get. We didn't have much of the ball. We didn't dominate possession. But I'm still feeling a bit if about Nunes because I think he puts in a hard graft, and we'll wait to see how he fares in other games. I'm not going to fully judge him now after here and there, a few minutes in the season. But again, he puts in a graft, ruffles up some defenders, very physical, but I need to see more quality on the ball. I need to see more positivity. I need to see him turn it, you know, taking the ball in a half turn. I need to see him being, you know, a real striker, a real player, because he has got a lot of ability in him. You know, he can play, he's a versatile player, but we don't see it enough. But at least he assisted Salah. That was good. He has, you know, last season he did get quite a lot of assists. And, you know, that we did have a period where the Salah-Nunes relationship was pretty good. So that's all fine. Hopefully Jota comes back. And listen, I think it's a good point. It really is a good point. We weren't amazing. We know we weren't. We know Arsenal had injuries after 30 minutes. But we know the whole Arsenal game is pathetic. It's why we hate them. Everything from the Mikel Arteta dark arts to the, you know... to the faking of the injuries, to the going down every second, to the crying of the refs, to the corruption of the FA, to the fans that are delusional, to the ones that think they can chat to us even when we are the ones that have won way more than they have in our history and also the last few years. They are the ones that have bottled it against Man City. They're the ones that pipe their mouth up too much. They are the ones that don't put their money where their mouths is. There are some pragmatic ones, but the ones that are pragmatic don't really exist on TV. They are a quality team, of course, and they're going to be up there the whole season. You know, just because they're a few points behind doesn't really mean anything. But I love it when they are under pressure because it's such an emotional club, and you know something's going to boil over. And Arteta, it comes from him. You know, if he's creating this energy of, I prefer not to speak. It was difficult for us, but you know, I'm so proud of the character and spirit. Like it is like that internal frustration. It doesn't create harmony in the camp, to be honest. If he still keeps on thinking every time they drop points that it's something outside that has caused the reason, it is just pathetic. They were poor in the second half. They were very poor. You know, maybe they should have gone for it a bit more. It's not like, you know, Kelleher, he's he's known to sometimes make mistakes in the big games. You know, even for the first goal, maybe they should have been a bit more attacking. Put the pressure on Kelleher, who's our second keeper for a reason. He's not our first keeper, he's our second keeper. How many times in big games do we see the second keepers actually at fault for a lot of things? Maybe they should have gone for that, for the likes of Trossard and Martinelli. Havertz as well. They weren't strong. Saka was their only outlet, to be honest. So there were things Arsenal could have done better. They sat off in the second half. They gave us time to feel our way into the game, to be more confident with the ball, to dictate possession, and to kind of create chances of covering them. If we didn't have many chances, Raya wasn't tested too much. But look, the quality is there, and thank God we have the quality of Mohamed Salah, who keeps on delivering in the big games. It's so beautiful when we have a big game. I don't even care. We know Salah's going to come up with the goods. We know Van Dijk and Konate, who have actually been the best centre-back combination this season, and even last season we were saying Van Dijk and Konate. It's just because we didn't come above Arsenal or City. So that's good. Thank God they're good. Thank God Konate hasn't had an injury yet. We know he's injury prone, so that's fine. Gomez as well, waiting in the wings. So we're good. But in my opinion, we have to sign in January. I can feel. I can feel that we may tire out soon. I can feel it's really tough going midweek, weekend. But to be fair, it was away games, so that's fine. We've got 3 home games now. It's all good, apart from Brighton away. Obviously, I really want to win that because it's Liverpool. We should be going for every trophy. And, you know, as long as we have a squad, that's fine. City, you know, Doku, Grealish injured, fine. Pep can moan about the Carabao Cup. I don't give a shit. We still need the trophies. Do you know what I mean? We haven't won the trophy City have. So I think for me, the cups are very, very meaningful. And so then we've got Brighton home in the league, Leverkusen home, Villa home, and then it's the international break. So it's all good. We've got 2 home games. We're good. City have got 2 away games. Now, even City, are they the same City that's going to win and get 90 something points? Potentially not. They are going to be tested. And they're still missing Rodri, which is brilliant. They're missing Rodri because this is the whole system is on Man City. That whole system is not going to be the way it was. So they will hopefully drop points sooner rather than later as well. So our job is to keep up there. Our job is to get points away from home against Arsenal when we're not necessarily so strong. Our job is now to win our next 9 and play City, you know, whatever we want to do, put the pressure on them. But Villa at home, Brighton at home, they're going to be tough games, but I don't mind the open games. We got to have, Villa and Brighton's defence hasn't been too strong ever, to be honest, so I'm confident of that, but I think we do need to step up. I hope the boys know that the performance wasn't so strong. I'm really wondering why we were so nervous in that first half. It makes sense, but let's just forget about it, move on. We got the point, and then let's just take the energy of Arsenal's frustration with us. Let them be frustrated because their frustration is not going to help them. So yeah, big point for Liverpool. Obviously, I haven't done a review for ages on Kopish, but I do some of my own stuff on some of my YouTube channel. Very, very small, but I just like talking about football. And so yeah, big up to Kopish. And also, it's very, very satisfying seeing the Arsenal fume. This is why we don't like them so much, especially Drifty as well. I know he's got a frustration with Arsenal. We've all had it for years, to be honest. Obviously, it was stronger with the London Liverpool fans, not so much our fellow Scousers. But yeah, we're all one Scouse family. So up the fucking Reds, we're going to win the fucking league. And yeah, it's a great point. Cheers.
Yes, good evening, Kopish community. Welcome back to our views review. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2, and I'm not going to lie to you. We were lucky to come away with a point today. For me, that first half, we were absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful for the most part. We struggled to hold on to the ball, and credit to Arsenal, the way that they played, they disrupted our midfield. We couldn't build up out from the our phase 1 build-up play was pretty much stifled. We were forced to go long a lot, and our wingers didn't do that great. I think Salah was the better one out of the 2, but it still wasn't a great watch. I've credit to Thomas Partey. I think we had a fantastic first half. Again, another thing as well, we tried to go long to Darwin, and I don't know what it is about Darwin. Darwin's like 6'2", 6'3", and he struggles to win aerial duels against his centre back. And of course, and then the cherry on the cake, the icing on the cake, the cherry on the cake, the ice cream that comes with the cake, Andrew Robertson. Listen, I've been looking at this season, I think, and I want a new left back, because quite frankly, it's not that Robertson is rubbish, because he's not rubbish. He's just old. He don't have the legs no more. I don't know why on earth he is social distancing from Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka takes the ball away from him. He manages to catch up. Bukayo Saka nutmegs him. He falls on his ass, and then he packs it top top bins. It's a wonderful goal. And if anyone doubted whether Bukayo Saka was world class, they weren't today. That was an incredible finish. But Andrew Robertson just looks like the mileage is catching up with him. Still a good player, but I think going forward, it's not good enough. And this is one thing that disappointed me about Slot. It took him an hour to take him off. I'm sorry. If you took off Jarrell Kwanzaa, who's a young player who's learning the game, you took him off because he weren't winning enough duels. I don't know why Robertson came out in the second half. He was absolutely abysmal. Awful. In the second half, the first period, pre-Gabriel injury, I thought Liverpool were crap. Again, it's the first half repeat. When Gabriel came off, we were able to get a bit more control and get the ball into the final third. We didn't create much because they had a low to mid block, 2 banks of 4. They made, in fact, probably 2 banks. It's probably a bank of 4 and a bank of 6 because I don't think they had any attackers, or maybe a bank of 4 and a bank of 5, and then like Havertz was floating around somewhere. But yeah, we got the ball in around their their third, but we didn't create anything substantial, which is fine. We then proceed to relinquish control and start spamming the ball aimlessly into the long balls aimlessly, or playing ourselves into trouble, and we allowed Arsenal to get back into control. Bearing in mind we ain't equalised yet. Trent Alexander-Arnold was just... He was actually really getting on my nerves in that second half. I'm not going to lie to you, because he was trying to fizz balls from our third into their third when they have a low to mid block, and he was just giving the ball away. Did it a few times in the first half, did it a lot in the second half. It's like, bro, now is not the time. You're talking about winning Ballon d'Ors and all this stuff here. That's not... You can't Ballon d'Or your way to a win. Like, it's especially against a team that's playing the way they are. But it's funny because it's his pass I'm sure it's his pass that finds Darwin Núñez. And by the way, excellent run. And this is what I was talking about last season when we were struggling to break down low blocks. Diags. Just make a diag. Darwin Núñez is standing central. He makes a diagonal run to the right wing. Salah goes central, and it opens up their defense. If you're running in straight lines, you're making it easy because the shape is staying the same, right? So that's a beautiful run, a beautiful pass, and an excellent finish. Really, really unselfish pass by Darwin as well. Excellent finish by Mohamed Salah. And towards the end of the game, I think we got a bit lucky. Again, we somehow relinquished control yet again. We were playing well, and then we decided to play ourselves into trouble a few times, giving Arsenal confidence. And we were fortunate that a goal got disallowed. And I'm going to give Anthony Taylor credit. For me, that is a foul on Sobo because you've had to gone through the player. In those situations, normally when a defender or opposition player jumps over you and through you to try and head the ball, normally they go to ground. Sobo stayed on his feet, and normally referees don't pick that up. Yeah. So credit to Anthony Taylor. The other thing as well, that he did not buy into Arsenal's diving, because Kai Havertz, Mikel Merino, they were all doing it. Thomas Partey, and when we had the ball in, there was like a scramble in the Arsenal box, and he falls over, and everyone's shouting for. No, I'm sorry, mate. You can't just throw yourself to the ground and expect things. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm watching it from TV, and I can see that. So anyway, I appreciate Anthony Taylor's second half refereeing, yeah, but I do feel like we were a little bit lucky, and Sobo was a little bit naive to not go to ground for that. And credit to Anthony Taylor because he picked it up. But yeah, overall, just the overall state of the game, I didn't think we were that good. I'll be completely honest with you. But at the same time, it's a difficult ground to go to. Arsenal played exactly how I expected them to do. They played like a wounded animal. And a wounded animal is incredibly dangerous, and they played that way. They played like they had nothing to lose. And yeah, they probably deserved all 3 points. But for me, I will take the point all day, considering how the game went. And yeah, man, we moved. We got loads of games coming up. We're gonna make up the ground. Right now, City top of the league. We'll make up the ground, man. We'll make it up definitely. But yeah, people, remember, like the video, comment, subscribe, send in your views of you, and I'm out. Peace.
Big up, lads. Big up, Team Kopish. Yeah, so we go away to the Emirates to face Arsenal. Prior to the game, the news were coming out that Arsenal do not have a strong team, they don't have a strong bench, a lot of the players are not going to make it, and also the red card to Saliba, which means he missed out on this game against us. Now, as the lineup came on, so then we saw Bukayo Saka and Timber being in the starting lineup. And from their major players, the only ones missing were, I would say, Saliba due to the red card and Calafiori. So against a team like that, the moment I saw that, I'm like, I don't know. You know, Arsenal's been playing, let's say, Diego Simeone ball. They have been very defensive. Is it going to be that, or is it going to be the Arsenal as we are used to from the 2 years of past? And what we got to see is it was a mixture of the both. Arsenal, they showed aggression, they showed tenacity, they showed the fight. Their midfield did a really good job. Defensive line was amazing. It was being very hard for them it was hard for us to break them down. The only thing I would say they lacked were potency from the front. Apart from Bukayo Saka, the others like your Kai Havertz, your Martinelli, Leandro Trossard, they were not being clinical. So as the game went on, Bukayo Saka, the way he roasted Robertson, it was a massacre. It was really sad to watch, especially Robertson. Robbo, he's a legend. He's a legend of our club. We can't forget what he's done for us. Andy Robertson, he will always remain a legend, but I think it's time for him to be just a bench player. It's time for him to make it in the cup games and things like that. Starting against Arsenal at the Emirates against Bukayo Saka, no, that was a big no. And it's not just Robertson. I think Trent wasn't having I think both are fullbacks. Even Trent was not having a good game overall. Defensively, he was running back and he wasn't getting done by the way Robertson was. But then again, Robertson had to compete against Bukayo Saka, who is not just tricky as a winger, but he's clinical as well. Trent, he was dealing with your Martinellis and Leandro Trossard, but no goals came through from the left side. So from our right side. So anyways, but then at least as the game goes on, I'm happy with a few decisions as in the Van Dijk, that could have been a yellow card. Let's be real, that could have been a yellow card, so we got away with that. But at the same time, the referee overall in the game, he was being very it's like Jekyll and Hyde. He just the ones he's supposed to give, he wasn't giving. The ones he's not supposed to. So I feel like we got lucky in a few instances over there. But then it's just it's what you call it. It is a cycle at the end when it comes to these guys. The Odegaard handball last year, the Formosa dribbling around him, we did not get that decision go our way. So it's like a cycle. This time we get one, next time they might get another. So overall, I'm just happy with the draw. Yes, it is a point gain, but I do agree and appreciate everyone saying the moment we saw Gabriel, the defender, drop down, Timber drop down, we should have gone for the kill. We got the equalizer. I don't know what we were thinking, what we were doing. Yes, happy with the draw, but what could have happened if we tried to go for the kill, if we could have maybe for 5 minutes, just full Jurgen Klopp type intensity and gegenpressing could have happened just for 5 minutes. But yeah, it wasn't even 2 or 3 minutes that we tried to experiment that way. But hey ho, again, it's a good point. But yeah, we should have won this game. Peace.